Welcome to the Techno Fundamental Report for October the 17th. Everything should be made as simple as possible, but not simpler. Technical analysis is basically simple mathematics. We're not into, trigonometry or calculus or anything like that. It's just straightforward, simple, technical work. But you have to have it. You've got to have it. It's important. So simply, I rob banks because that's where the money is. So we look at small companies, smaller companies. Once a company gets to be in the $1 trillion range, it's pretty much done its thing. So we basically look for companies. It's very simple. We look for small companies that have the opportunity to become big companies. Very, very simple concept. In artificial intelligence, it all started, if you remember back, where IBM was playing chess with a computer, and it actually beat Gary Kasparov, who was the world chess champion at the time. And this all started with where the human brain and the mechanical brain becomes just as good as the human brain, is where it really is all about. Amazon goes nuclear to invest more than $500 million to develop small modular reactors. I really like this story. This is an interesting story. What's happening here is that I believe, and this is my speculation, that the nuclear industry is going to go through a growth cycle. So one of the companies that we own is GE Vernova. They're mainly involved in the servicing of nuclear facilities. They also do natural gas turbines. They do windmills. They do all types of renewable energy as well as nuclear. You can see here, nice pattern. It broke out basically right in here, and has been in an uptrend ever since. This is an interesting speculation. Now, there's another one called BWX Technologies. Now, realize, going back here for a second, GE Vernova is a $75 billion company. So it's a worldwide company. It's an international company, and it's a little bit on the large side. So the speculation for me is, can this company grow to 150 billion? Well, it's possible. And however, when you start looking at companies that are like 3 trillion, you have to ask the question, can they go to 6 trillion? Well, it's kind of a question. But anyway, back to this, BWX Technologies, they are involved with the Navy, and they make nuclear reactors for ships. Now, Chester Nimitz, who was the famous admiral who fought at Midway, it's also been announced that 3 Mile Island nuclear plant will reopen to power Microsoft data centers. So these data centers use a lot of electricity, and nuclear seems to be the direction people are going. So we own this stock as well. It's an $11 billion company, so we have to ask the question, can it go to 22 billion? Well, it happens quite frequently, actually. I think this index, we need to take a really good look at this. This is that value line geometric. Now, the reason this index is important is I think this is the truest picture, because this is 1,700 stocks, a lot of growth stocks in that 1,700, and it's broadly diversified, but it's not market cap weighted. It's equally weighted. So you're getting to me, the truest picture of what's been going on. So let's just kind of refresh our memory here. Great bull market, 2020, 2021, primarily led by the electric car stuff, mainly Tesla. Then we went into a bear market because the Fed started raising interest rates. We went from 0% to 5%. Then we go through this consolidation phase. Now, this has lasted for about 2 years. So you can see what happened. We came down, we made the low from the bear market in 22. Now, remember, the NASDAQ was down 40% that year. Then we rallied, and then we failed. Then we rallied, and we failed. We made this final low here, and then we've rallied. But what's interesting is the rally has started to stabilize on the upper side of the trading range. So this was resistance, price resistance in this area. Now we're breaking through it, and we're in an uptrend. So This index is telling me that growth stocks and the market is really starting to broaden out. So we're still in a power trend, and to understand the purpose of understanding the power trend is it's telling you that you're in a very powerful up move here, and you should be fully invested at this time, or you should be really looking to get fully invested. Let's refresh our memory. This is the 21-day exponential moving average. This is the 50-day simple moving average. So the rule is we have to be more than 10 days above or the low of the index, which is we're looking at the NASDAQ here. The low for the index cannot have broken the 21-day for at least 10 days. And then the 21-day needs to stay above the 50-day for at least 5 days. And the power trend will end when the 21-day comes down and crosses below the 50-day. So we hope that doesn't happen. But we are in a power trend. So if we look at the S&P, same story. We're definitely in a power trend here, which is pretty good news for me. This is the equally weighted S&P, also in a power trend. So like I'm saying, the market really is starting to broaden out. Interest rates this is the power index. So it's not the growth trend and power trend index. This is what we call the power trend index for interest rates. We're seeing that it's turning back down again. So it's basically saying that interest rates are still in a downtrend, which is a positive. We think the Fed will probably continue to cut. Primary trend for the S&P is up. Primary trend for the NASDAQ is up. So that's important, because what's important about the primary trend is that every time we get one of these pullbacks and it holds above the 200-day, it just tells you that this is just nothing more than a correction. Now, if we roll over and start going down here, that's another story. So hopefully that doesn't happen. Aggression index has improved dramatically. We had that big sell-off in August, and then we've come back and we're back above the moving averages. So it's basically saying that, the growth stocks are starting to lead. Here's one that we can look at. This is Reddit, which is an internet company. You can see where we've had a correction here, built a nice solid base, breaking out of that base, now in an uptrend. Volume looks good as well. This is Robinhood. Now this is what we call a bull market stock. This is a brokerage firm mainly for millennials. But you can see it came down in August like everything, and then stabilized and is broken out and is in an uptrend. So if you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you very much.